Good afternoon, everybody. Are we all having a windy day? It's quite brisk over here. We've had to really think about the gates and everything as the wind's blowing everywhere and stuff's going up the garden. And Benji wasn't so sure this morning. But gosh, yeah, it's a bright day though. Nice to blow the cobwebs away, isn't it? And yeah, absolutely. So what we're doing today then? Goodness me. I've gone for a bright pink tile. I thought that'd be quite nice. And number 315. So what have I done? I've actually used some red ink, some crimson ink on the front. And I've just added a little bit of the stencil. One of my stencils there in the background. And then I've inked just around the edge just to give it a little bit of something just to add to it before we get going. But yeah, I've got a couple of bits I want to try today. It's something that Jamie and Ruth said on Hobby Maker the other week about using one of these, a quickie glue pen. So I'm going to use that a little bit at the end and see if see what we think. Well, okay, here we go then. I'll be ready. I'm going to start with my pencil, although it would be nice actually if my pencil was a little bit sharper than it was. Let's have a look, see if I can do it. You watch, it'll break now. Yeah, it's broke. Oh, goodness me. There we go. That's a bit better. All right, sharpener, pen, pencil, tortillon, white chalk pencil. And I've also got a few of these, like a bit of gilding flakes, but there we go. All right, are we ready then? So first things first, let's sort of make a start. Decide which way round, because let's have a look. I'm going to go this way because I want to sort of draw something in this section here, okay? So first of all, with my pencil, I'm going to draw myself a vertical line. Just sort of a guide. Okay, if we want to see how long it is, here we go. I can bring in this so we can have a look. Wait for it. Oh, it's about 4 centimetres. About 4 centimetres. Doesn't have to be. It can be a variant. It's fine. And you see, it's quite a distance away. It's not in the middle, but it's quite a distance away. So what I want to do here is create a little heart shape. A little bit of a theme going on this week, isn't there? There's the first one. I'm going to sketch around it. You can use a stencil if you want to. You'll probably find one in the essential stencils that you've already got. But I'm just going to do it freehand. Gives me a bit of an idea there. There we go. All right. So with that then, I'm going to bring in a pen and I'm going to get that drawn up. So here we go. Along here and around to that point. And the same here. So again, if you feel that you don't want to do it as a full-blown line, do it in sections. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to pick that one up running. If it gets a little blobby where you've joined, it doesn't matter because we're going to be adding to it, so that's fine. Right, you see there's slightly different shape, but again, really doesn't matter. Let's put that in there. Okay. So again, we're probably not going to need that for now. Just get rid of that. Oh, and that little bit while I'm at it. There you go. Okay, bit of a heart shape. Okay, so what we're going to do with it, I want to do an aura inside it, but not too wide. So if I start here, and again, I can sort of come to that line. It's still sort of there. And just take it round and in. And along. Here we go. See, just sort of take my time, do it in bits if you want to, it's fine. And along here. Okay. And see, just sort of keep with it. Again, if you find that the line's going off a bit, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. There we are, see? Got a bit of an aura. Okay. So I want to cut a row of bubbles on the inside of that. So I'm going to start at that point. Let's go a bit bigger then. There you go. And then around I go. Just keep them small. We don't want to get too crazy with them. Just taking your time, working your way around. Just as we normally do. You want to give them the time they deserve, and they need to be touching. Although they don't have to be the same size. Just keep them relatively small if you can. And so work my way around. just sort of neatens that edge up a little bit, really, doesn't it? There's something quite nice about it. If you've got a bit of a wavy line and you're not exactly over the moon with it, then you can always go around with a row of bubbles. It's always so nice, I think, if you're a little bit stuck with what tangle to do a row of bubbles, and then it allows you to think about your next move. You sort of keep your pen moving, but you're not thinking about what's coming. You just think, oh, okay, I could do this, I could do that. It's a nice way of looking at it, isn't it? Here we go. Almost. I'm just going to gauge. I'm going to get 2 in there. Alright, so you've got this one sticking out there, but it doesn't matter, because of course when you look at it as, you know, a larger piece, it's fine. And this is a bit flatter than that. Again, really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to put a grid in, and let's just start with a pencil, because I don't want all of the grid to be seen. I put that bit of a line back in, and then here we go. Let's split up. I'm going to go for 3 spaces in here. Okay, and then same here. So I want 2 lines, 3 spaces. Okay, if I turn it this way now, I'm going to put my line in there, and then I can do 1 at the top there, and then here I'll probably get 3 in as again. Let's have a look. There's 1, look, 2, and then just a real little one at the bottom. So this sort of square shape. Okay, so back in with pen. I'm a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing here. All right, so let's turn it to an angle, because what I want to do is create a line. Just a line like that, nothing crazy. Okay, and then let's do a line this way. All right, so let's do the same again. A line and a line this way, and a line and a line this way, and then a line. You can't do it that way. So looking at this here, then we're going to have a bit of a line there and one that way. Okay, so it's almost like little bricks. Okay, oh hello Janice. I haven't been gentle. I'll let you draw your grid in pencil. It's all good. Just have a bit of fun with it. Okay, no worries. So let's have a look again. Now, I don't want to, let's have a look. Yeah. I'm going to come in again. I'm going to put this line in this time, and this one. So I'm extending that line from before, but I don't want to get sort of too carried away that we're just going to draw little lines in. Let's do 1 at a time, and all leading to that point there. So I've got these little bricks in there. Okay, so looking at this last bit here, so again working on 1 square at a time. We have a diagonal through the middle, and then a diagonal on that one side only. So we've got that kind of a shape. Okay, so then look at this side, and again I'm going to work just in 1 square at a time. So I've got a diagonal, and then I've got a line. It's like a letter T. Same there, look. Diagonal and a T. Diagonal and a T. See there, I'm not going to get one there because I won't see that one. But then here, look, I'll get the diagonal there and that one in there. Okay, join that one up. So same again, doesn't matter where we start. So I could even do one here, look. Every single box has got that same shaping. So if you focus on just a box at a time, you should have got that cracked. Bit of an optical illusion, isn't it? All right, let's have a look at it. There you go. So it was like little bits of brickwork. Of course, just make sure that your pen is dry before you rub out the lines. There we go. That's my starting point. All right, liking that. So let's just sort of add. I'll put a dot there in the middle just so I've got it. All right, might come back to that in a short while. So working around the edge then, let's start with, I'm going to put a little sort of a lozenge shape. And then the same there, see, just a little lozenge. And then if I turn it, I'm going to sort of aim at the widest points there. And then looking for a space in the middle of that one. And same on this side. And then sort of looking at the middle there, you're about there-ish. And there-ish. Okay, so far so good. So let's go a little bit bigger. So what I'm intending to do, let's sort of go part way there. So I want to go middle and put a little blob. Part bubble and fill in. So I'll get 3 in there. So turning around, same again, like I'm going to go in the middle, a little blob. Now if yours are a little bit bigger than mine, or your heart's a bit smaller, you might not get 3, it might only be 2 or 1. But it doesn't matter, we're just looking for a sort of a uniform space between each. See? Let's do this one. And again, just putting them in the middle first just helps to gauge the distance between them. There you go. Same here, look, one on there, and there. And again, of course, you don't really have to do this in black. You could do this in any colour you like. It's absolutely fine. There you go. And then sort of a similar thing there. Same on this one. It's different having that little bit of stencil in the background. It's almost like you're not starting from scratch. You've already got something on the page there. So it's quite nice. It's nice actually as well to actually tangle on top of printed papers. I don't think it's got to always be plain. You can do all kinds of things. Okay. So I'm just creating a little aura, just drawing around the outside of each of these shapes now. Keep it narrow, I don't want to go too crazy. It's just nice to take your time, just add that little bit of a line in. You see, just sort of working it round, taking each one for what it is really. We're not trying to make them all the same. A little bit at a time. There we are. And same thing here. And in there. Okay. So depending on how much space you've got in there now, you might want to do a loop, or you could do another one of these shapes if you wanted to. I think I'm going to go in with a loop and then just a little one either side. And again, if you can only get one loop in, that's fine. You see there, it's a real small gap. So I'm just going to go for the loop and I'll do the same that side. Same there, look. But then there, see, I did a real small one, so I can go real small there. And then I'm back to a little bit of space that I can fill my little loops in. Okay. So sort of nice to do little loops either side. Always go for the one in the middle and then either side. And again, it's all about splitting that space up and just giving you a little bit more of a chance to get an even sort of looking design going on. Okay. You see, it's just, doesn't matter which way you go first. See, there's loop to the right and then the left. Then loop to the left and the right. Whatever works for you. Just try and get that one in the middle first if you can. And work it along. So just be nice to see where that goes. There we go. Okay, so far so good, like that. See, it's just giving it that little bit of extra around the edge there. So, okay, are you ready for this next bit? Again, if you would rather draw it in pencil first, that's absolutely fine. But I think I'm going to go ahead with the pen straight off. So I'm going to start about here. What I'm intending to do is quite a large sort of letter S. But we'll see. I'm going to start here, I think, because I'm going to bring this bit in first. So around I go. And I'm going to come round and put a little loop on the end of that curl there. Okay. And then coming this way, so it's going to go slightly underneath. And then I want it to come down and round. A loop on the end. See? Letter S. Or letter S, whichever way you want to look at it. Okay. So it needs a little bit of thickening up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in a little bit further and create a shape there. See how it goes towards the bottom there? It is the deep pink Glennis, and I've used crimson ink around it just to darken some of the edges. So see here, if I start about here, I'm going to bring it round so it sort of naturally joins that line there. You see, so it sort of looks like it's crossing over. So we'll do the same about right here. Bring it round till it touches. And then from here, round until it touches. So you've sort of got that fold over as you're going. Okay, similar thing here. So that's going to come under there. I'm going to start, see, following the line. I'm going to take it along until it sort of naturally joins the curve. Okay. And then along here, so I'm going to go, say, from this point here and along into there. And again, along and in. So now I've got this little bit left here, so start from that point, come around. See, that just makes it nice when we shade it. We've got something to go off there. Okay. All right. So let's have a little look at this space here. First thing I want to do, actually, before I even look at that, I think I'm going to come to, oh, I don't know, decisions to make. Let's go here. Let's do it. Let's just do it. Like having too many versions and too many ideas all at once. So I've got a loop in, all right? See, sort of going that way. And then I'm going to put another one in here. All right. So next bit then, let's put, I'm going to put a little one in here. Because then I can get another one in and along there. And then another one there. Little splashes almost. All right, like that. Okay. So I'm going to turn it round here and I'm going to look at this space now. So let's have a look. I'm going to put in another loop. I'm just going to put that in. I'll turn it back round so you can see what I've done. You see? There you go. So that's quite nice there, just to get the idea. But it's easier to draw it this way. But I do find it easier that way. But you might find it the other way is better for you. Again, I'm going to put one in that way there. And then let's have one in that way there. Okay, so we've got that. All right, liking it. Okay, so let's bring in just one more of those. I'm going to come up this way. Now this depends on where your angle of your letter S is. And put a few little droplets in there as well. Okay, so let's just go in a little bit more. What I'm going to do, I want to create another loop inside, but it's going to sort of start from here and go in. And start from here and go in. See, so it's sort of on one side. And then same on the others. That one I'm going to just stick to one because it's quite small anyway. And then here, along and round. And again, they're quite small, so I'm just going to do it the once. You notice as well that they sort of started on the right, they started on the left. So it's nice to switch them about a little bit. So into the next one. And along and down. You see? You can get two in there. But this one, just the one. Just the one. And then here, that's just one in there. And again, I probably am going to get two in here. Okay. Moving to these. Again, I'm just going to do one there. It depends on sort of how wide your little loops are. But what I can do is bring just a little line in. Just to give them something in the middle there. There we go. Another one. And of course do those. So I'm just going back to do them. You can do that way as well if you want. Whichever works. It's fine. There we go. Alright. So far so good. So I also want to bring something around here. So I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to create, let's go from here and I'm going to go over and under. Over, under kind of wave. Okay, like that. You see? Over and under. So this one, I'm going to go that way. Over and under. You see? So each time that's going under, so that one's going over. Under. And then I'm going to finish it off with a little curl and a bit of a wobble there. Okay. Might even put another one on so it's like a little bow, look. Alright, so I'm going to come in a little bit big because what I want to do on these, I'm going to put some little, just little dots either side of it. Like that. And then join them back to the stem there. As we go. Alright, and then just put little dots around. There we go. Little dots around. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to come back just for a minute. I'm coming back to those in a minute. I'm just going to try this quickie glue pen because it just needs to dry a little bit before we do anything else with it. So what I'm going to do is just follow those lines and just give it a chance to settle in. Because of course I want to do any rubbing out or any movement on it before I do any shading. So it just needs a little chance to settle, doesn't it? Let's have a look at that. You see where it's gone? Well, let's just put those in. Just something a little bit different, and I know it'll do the job. But the question was asked is, can you actually use a quickie glue pen to tangle? Of course you can. Of course you can. There you go. So I'm just going to let that, see, settle in just for a minute. And then I'm coming back to my little dots. So all the way around this little line here, even over the top there, look. Again, join it to the line. There we go. And then little dots all around. You see, just sort of taking your time. This would look nice actually in gel pen, or a little bit of glitter later. Or, you know, your quickie pen. Let's leave that to the heart. See how that's working its way around? Okay, I think what I'm going to do now, just before we do any more of these, I'm going to hold my breath. And let's put a little bit of, there we go, a little bit of gilding flakes. So I've had these quite a while. They're not something new, but you can get lots of different colours now, can't you? But I just thought it'd be nice to do it. Just making sure it's stuck down to that glue. And as much as I'm trying to keep clean and tidy, oh yeah, I've got quite a big piece there. Like, just going to stick them in. Let's just stick that one on. That covers quite a lot, doesn't it? All in one go. Look at that. There we go. So I want a bit more gold there. There we go. Alright, that's well stuck down. I'm just going to leave that for a little bit then. Put the lid back on before I breathe. There we go. Alright. So yeah, that'll work as well. That would work as well, wouldn't it? Anything that's got a bit of that on. So I'm just going to lift that up there. And I'm going to carry on with my little bubbles. Joining them back to that line. Little dots all the way around. Again, don't forget you can do this with different colour pens or glitters and things. Okay. And around we go. See, I'm doing these in sort of sections, but you can do all the bubbles first if you want. And then come back afterwards and join it and then dots. Look nice with a glaze pen as well, wouldn't they? Because they'd stand up a little bit. But depends what you want the feature piece to be. I sort of want you to look at the heart more than anything else. So there's this sort of background decoration, isn't it? Little dots. Look. There you go. All the way round. Alright, let's have a little look at that. And it looks a bit weird because that's sort of covered. But we'll sort that in a minute. Let's just put all that in there. There you go. Okay, so almost done. I think what'd be nice to do now is let's bring a little bit of a zinger or two in. So I'm not sure what zingers are. I'm going to do a different version actually. Let's come on in, put a little dot. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the aura just like I would normally. But then I'm going to hold on to this one and come back. And then back and back and back. Oh, let's try that. And again, there we go, little bubble. Let's go a bit bigger. Are you ready? So, aura and back and back. So I'm never actually taking my pen off. See, giving it a little bit of a, ooh, I know, Viv. Oh, Jackie in Turkey. I bet it's not windy there. It's nice and warm, isn't it? Yeah. Oh no, I hope you're having a lovely time. Let's put another one in here, look. Let's try that again. Little bobble, look. Yeah. Oh, I thought that'd get your attention. There we are, look. Oh, I did that without you even seeing. I do apologise. I was so engrossed in actually creating one. Let's bring one out here. So, there you go. Bubble as before. And working my way along. There and there. There we go. Never actually taking my pen off. Oh, Julie, is this the, I don't know, is this the new one or is this just a variation on the classic? There we are. That'd be nice to try a different one. Oh, look at that. There we go. Okay. So, of course, a couple little curves and bobbles on the ends. That sort of goes without saying. You don't have to, but I think it just finishes them off a little bit, doesn't it? If you've got the space to sort of do so. Now, let's have a look. Zigzag zinger. I know, it's amazing. Love it. All right, bit of a wobbly border, I think. Let's put some dots on the ends just to make it look like we meant it. So I'm not going to go into everything if I can't. Little dots on those. There we go. Waving it or wobbling it on purpose. There we go. And around. Oh, variation, Julie. So it's not going to take over anytime soon, but we like the variation. There you go. All right, let's have a look at that. Oh, there you are. Okay, so before we shade, I'm going to take off this bit of gold leaf here and see what it's actually done, if anything. I've got, this is not as rough as some, but it's just going to take off those little bits. So you do have to give it time to sort of dry, and it's easier than taking it off with just your fingers. Let's get rid of all that. Okay, just go everywhere. You do get a bit of a blowy kind of bit, but all them. Hang on a second. There you go. If I can do it, if I can do it quickly without getting too much. All those bits, look, go back in there. There you go. Just, let's have a look at it. Look at that. Just blow everything. Look at that. Yeah, of course, depends what colour you want to use. It just gives it a little bit of something different, doesn't it? We could have used a gold pen, but where's the fun in that? All right, into shading then. Are we ready? All right. First things first then. Let's have a look. So I'm going to come in inside here, and what I want to do is add a little bit of shading in one edge. So I've gone for the top and the left-hand side. If you want to go top and right, that's fine, or bottom right, whatever you want to do, that's fine. But once you've made your mind up, you keep to it, okay? There we are. Next one, yeah. Oh, do you know, I know, Louise, but I'm sure you've all got them in your cupboard, in your stash, and we do like to tangle and craft, don't we? That's what makes this so different. And if it's something we've actually got in there, we might as well. See, I've done a mirror image of the shading. Might as well, haven't we? And then I'm going to come just on the inside of that line there. Just on the inside. And again, if you want to add a bit of colour to this, you can use your pastels to give it a little bit of a colour if you want to. There we go. Okay, so looking at the loops, I'm going to focus mostly on the outside shape. You see, so top and bottom of those. Let's do all my loops first. Now you see these ones where I've actually got 3. Have I missed a brick? Oh, yeah, I have. Oh, always miss something. You can do that one as well. There you go. I think I'm so excited and so keen to see how this is going to shade. See, they're really small, so don't worry too much about trying to get everything in its place, so to speak. Just want a little bit in. There we go. Okay. And then let's have a look. Oh, guys, do you know what? If you're not sure, you can always come and try mine. All right, so let's have a look. The ribbon. The ribbon would be nice, I think, to add a little bit of colour. So I'm going to come back to that in a little while, I think. First things first, let's shade out this brickwork and see what's going on here, okay? So just sort of, I'm not going to go over the flakes or anything. I'm just sort of sticking within the lines. There you are. Okay. It's almost acting like a barrier as well, so you're not sort of going to go over it really. There you are. Turning it round. Same on this one. And you see, I'm not trying to fill all of them. I'm just softening off that pencil that's in there. just to give it a little bit of something. 1 second. There you go. I suppose the beauty of it is you can always add another layer if you want to, things like that. Okay, I'm just going to bring in my white chalky pencil and let's add a little bit of white on. I just need to sharpen that a bit, I think. There we go. I don't ever really sharpen it to a point. I don't think it needs it, because we're just sort of applying a little bit, aren't we? So there we are. Bits in there. Oh, I know Dobby's at the office today. He's supervising over there, and I'm here planning for tomorrow. So Dobby's nowhere near the gilding flakes. Yeah, don't let him loose with them. It's got one of those child safety lids on. If he's around. Yeah, don't want that getting in anything, do we? Just going to have a little bit of pencil up there. And I'm going to use my graphite torch for that look. And I've got a white one for the white. Although it is going to go a little bit grey because we're mixing it in. There we go. And then softening this area here. And again, I don't want to go all the way to the edge, because I want to put a bit of my white highlight there. Okay. Come back and do that in a little bit. And soften these off. So I didn't put much on there, if anything really, so I'm just going to touch it a little bit. I've got plenty of graphite on. Oh, you know, look, I missed that one. There we go. That's better. It's nice actually working with a dark tile for a change. I know the hot pinks were quite a bright, but it is a dark tile, isn't it? Because the white works on it really well. So it's nice to experiment a little bit. And I do notice a lot of the tile swaps are coming in, so that's fantastic. And Leslie said there's a load come in today. Look at that. So looking forward to seeing all those on Thursday. All right, a little bit of white. I'm just going to add a little bit to, you know, those edges. You know where we've left that little bit in the middle there. And just a little bit in there. Just sort of adding a touch in places. It's a little bit on those zingers too. And there's another one. Okay. And again, I'm just going to ever so gently just sort of soften that off. There we are. Don't always do this, I know, but sometimes it's nice to just sort of remind ourselves that we can if we want. Don't want any hard and fast rules. Okay. And then pencil. Oh, Pat, you could use them a lot. I think it's nice because we do foil things out the colouring books, don't we? But if you draw something, so if you imagine now if you have one of the colouring books and you foiled it, and then you think, well, I've drawn on it and I want to do more. You could go in with a quickie glue pen and just add a bit to it, couldn't you? There's all sorts of things. I'm just going to get myself a coloured pencil. You know when you say you've got them and they're all over the place? It's a bit crazy. Absolutely. They're literally all over the place. So, there we go. A bit of a pink I said I was going to use. Just want to add a little bit in. Louise, yes it will, because we're not going to do them till probably Friday, because I'll be a bit dark now. Because Thursday, hopefully, we'll start packing products, being that I'm on a show on tomorrow. So, yeah, Thursday we'll be sorting all that out, and then Friday we'll do the tile swap. So you've got time, yeah, you've got time. Okay, so you see what I'm actually doing now? I'm adding little bits of colour. Let's go a little bit closer. Let's do another one. See, like on the edges. So this edge, look, and then this edge. You see? And then this one, and this one. So sort of where they cross over. Because what we're wanting to do is create a little bit of shade in there. Alright. And let's bring in a slightly lighter pink again now. Just work that in a little bit. There we are. It's just giving it a little bit of shading. So if you were doing it with regular pencil, you would just put your pencil where I put that first pink. There we go. And so you can add a little bit in there as well. Or let's have a look. Maybe a little red. You see, you can just play with the colours. I'm keeping it sort of within the colour of the tile there. Just add little bits in. Just sort of brings it out a little bit there. There we go. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Okay, almost, I think being that I've added some colour down here, it'd be nice to come back in and just add a little bit of colour in there too. So I'm going to stick with, I've actually got a darker red. So I'm just going to sort of come back in, you know where I actually put the pencil in and then torty on it. I'm going to come back in with that red and just sort of give it a little bit of depth there. You can do it with the pencil again. You can go in a bit darker. You could bring your black fine liner back in if you wanted to. You see, just where I put that original bit of a fine liner pen, and then, well, not fine liner pen, my original pencil. There you go. You see, that's just sort of brought that out a bit there. Let's dip it in there as well. And then just a touch around the edge. It's just sort of bringing the colour back, but not so it's really seriously sort of noticeable. It's just adding that little hint. Okay. And then I do have, let's have a look, I do have a jelly roll here. I've got, it's the metallic-y one. I'm just going to touch those. It doesn't matter that I'm using more of a silver because that's got golds and silvers and all sorts in. I'm just going to touch those all the way around. So they're sort of a bit more sparkly. There we go. This is a bit of a different tile, isn't it? I've had a few little changes. And okay, let's have a little look at that then. There we go. So the main thing, of course, is that lovely little bit of tile. That's a bit of pencil I actually drew over it, but it's fine. It's fine. And I could rub it off, I suppose. Initials on there. And there it is. Let's say it a little bit different. You could go with just colours and colour it in. You could just shade it, whatever you want to do. But it's just a little bit of fun. So, all right, enjoy. This is the number 315. And yeah, if you're in the market for sending a Valentine's, maybe this is another one. So you've got two options because, of course, on Friday we did a heart, and today we've done a heart. And of course, don't forget, if you are around tomorrow, I'm on Hobby Maker for a few hours with a few new stencils and things. So I think it's 1, 4 and 5. So absolutely. Oh yeah, this would be lovely as well as a connecting heart and all sorts of things. So have fun, everybody. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see you Friday for number 316 at 2 o'clock. So sneaky peeks. I can show you some pictures because I'm actually in my craft room and I'm prepping for tomorrow if you want to. Now I know, let's go up a little bit more just so you can see it. There we go. So there we go. This is one of them. That's a little bit more of an Egyptian-y kind of theme there. And of course, I'm just working on these as well. Ooh. And then this one. So, you know, thinking like summery garden kind of thing, something a little bit different. But yeah, we'll see. I'll demonstrate it tomorrow, see what you think. All right, have a bit of fun then, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.